skirt, I went ahead and constructed a gathered skirt, but it just turned out looking really weird. It was way too matchy, like I was just like Christmas had vomited all over me, and not in a good way. So I went to Spotlight and I got some quilting cotton, which they had on sale, which is this lovely pattern, green, I believe they're deers, just in little rows, and it was nice. It offset the Christmas tree pattern really well. And I went ahead, this is based on a self-drafted pattern that I made for a black twill skirt, based on a skirt I already owned. So it was, I think it was the Wednesday evening or the Tuesday evening when the party I wanted to wear it to was on the Saturday evening. So I had to come up with something soon or I would be skirtless, which I was not gonna do. That's a look I do not want to go for. The skirt, it follows a gored skirt pattern, which is where they have like triangular panels that are sewn together. And in my case, I cut out 6. So you can see me here attaching all the pieces together. I actually got a really nice green thread for this, and then it turned out it was way too thick for my machine, so I must have picked up the wrong one. It was right next to all the right kind of thread, and then it came out really weird. Like it's really thick for like a machine. I don't know, I must have got the wrong thing. Does anyone tell me, like, what did I pick up? Because I don't know. Is it embroidery floss? I have no idea. It's not going to focus on this, is it? No. Okay, well, I don't know what it is. Like, it's just really thick, and I ended up hand sewing the hem with it just because, like, what else am I going to do with it? I can't use it in my machine, so I have 33 yards of thread that I don't need, which was kind of a faux pas on my part, but oh well, you live and you learn. Next time I'll pay more attention. So I was really worried that I was going to run out of time making this, so I didn't really record a whole lot of different shots or anything. I was just like kind of zoned in on cutting and sewing as fast as possible without making any mistakes, because this thing needed to be done, and it needed to be done like yesterday. So that's what you can see here, and I probably won't show you all of it just because it's quite boring to see that one angle. So then the next step was to install a zipper into the skirt. So it's very fit and flare at the hip, at the waist, sorry. So I needed a zip to be able to get in and out of it comfortably, and especially because it wasn't a woven fabric, it was a quilting cotton, which is quite thick and has a lot of body. But it does also mean that it doesn't sit close to your body when you wear it. It needs a zip or an elastic to keep it on. So that's what you can see me doing here, and I did a lapped zipper installation. So if I show you on the actual one, I'm pretty proud with how it came out. This is only like the 6th or 7th lapped zipper that I've installed, and I learned how to do it, or I based my construction on the Mimi G Styles Sew It Academy instructions for class 5, I think it is, where you make a pencil skirt and she teaches you how to do a lap zipper. That's probably the most successful zipper installation style I've had so far, mostly because I've done it a lot of times, so I've had a lot of time to practice. So I did that one, I was comfortable with it. As I said, I was running out of time, so I had to just kind of go with it, install a lap zipper, even if it wasn't the kind of look I was going for. It actually went really well. It's probably the first zipper installation I've done where I haven't had to pull anything out, like go back and unpick and re-sew and do it again. It went really smoothly, which I was really happy with. So then for the waistband, I didn't create a separate waistband. I didn't just turn down the top until it was even and then machine stitched it down, because I was really running out of time at this point, and I already still had to do the hem by hand, so I wasn't too fussed either about what the waistband looked like. I also made these cute bows out of the scraps that I have quite a lot of this fabric left, just because I had to take in a little bit at the waist. It was a little bit big, and then when I made that pleat, it didn't really look good. I mean, it didn't like match the look I was going for, so I added some bows so that you couldn't see it as much. So that's what you see me doing here, just picking the placement and using that god-awful green thread to sew them down so that I actually had some use for it. Otherwise I just wasted my money on a whole roll of, I don't know what, embroidery floss, I guess, or like, I don't know what I picked up, but I used it, so it's fine. I could have probably finished the end of the zipper a little bit better. It's just a little bit open and raw, but you know, for the purposes of the skirt, it worked fine. I was only gonna wear it once. I might wear it again at my work Christmas event / lunch, just because I like it. I like the skirt, how it came out. I think it's quite cute. And I really like the fabric, so maybe I will wear it again. But not enough that I have to care about like washing it and the zip staying down and that kind of thing. So it can just be ugly. That's fine. It's not ugly from the outside. So for me, that's all that matters at this point. I think I do want to get better at sewing where the inside looks as good as the outside, and I will get there, but not with this piece. So from there, the only parts left to do were to hem it, and I did this the afternoon of the party that I had to wear it to. It's not 100% even, and the fit wasn't super great. So when I tried it on and I decided that I wanted it to be a more fitted shirt, what I did was just pinch out the sides and take them in on an angle, which worked, but it made, obviously, like that's not what you're meant to do with this shirt, so it made like the armpit not sit as nicely, and it had a lot of like bulk around the bust, which I presume you would take out with the bust dart had that been the intention when you start. Like the pattern would have had darts in it to make it more fitted. I also took in some from the back. So you'll see here, the trees don't quite line up. That's because there's a dart in the back, and I did a few iterations of it just until I had enough taken in that I was comfortable with how it sat. Yeah, that was pretty much everything. I also put a lap zipper into this shirt, and oh my goodness, I must have installed the zipper 5 or 6 times. I was just about ready to not wear this shirt and just wear the skirt with like a white top, which probably would have been more classy, but it wasn't in the Christmas spirit, so I wanted to put this damn zip in. What I'd done the first couple of times, or the first time, was that I put it in, I tried it on, I was like, yep, cool, it works, it sits fine, and then I hadn't anchored down the end, and when I closed it to try it on, the zip just like came off the end, and I spent, I kid you not, like an hour trying to get this stupid zip back onto the tracks. It did not work. So I just left it and bought another zipper like at lunchtime the next day and installed it again. Didn't super finish the bottom off well, but for the intents and purposes of the top, it did the job. It is only a costume. It wasn't something I was gonna wear and wash and show a bunch of people, like maybe just the people at the party, and even then I was quite nervous about telling people that I'd made it. So, I mean, I'm sure it was abundantly obvious that I'd made everything myself, because who the hell buys voluntarily a shirt in this print? Not many people, I don't think. And it seriously warmed my soul, but I don't think that's a common opinion shared by a lot of people. So it definitely was obvious that I made it, but I wasn't about to go and like shout that to everyone out of fear that they would come and look too closely and realize all the mistakes I'd made. That's how I made that. I'll insert some footage of the final thing here. I actually forgot to take some at the party because I was too nervous. Yeah, I'll put that at the end here and you'll see what it looked like on.